So we are going to be looking at a scenario where Adaria from my WICSO series comes to the modern world. Now, if you don't know what my WICSO is or what Adaria is, you should probably go watch the rest of the videos on my channel because it's pretty much what I am known for. Kind of like how Ada's Pro does a lot of what if civilization started over, I do my very own take on that. And Adaria is the strongest African country inside of that WICSO, so I felt like it was appropriate for them to come to the game, for them to come to the regular world map. Now, if you guys want to learn how I make my videos, go to yesterday's video where I brought the Dutch into the real world and like that. If I could do 500 likes on that video, I will do a tutorial on how I make my videos. Even if you guys don't get it, I probably will make it eventually. It's going to happen, just it won't happen soon. It won't happen soon if you guys don't get the 500 likes. So I would recommend getting there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this scenario. So Adaria is the 8th strongest country in the world inside of my WICSO. And the first thing they are going to do is annex this little tiny part of Western Sahara that is still alive. Yeah, if you thought Western Sahara would last long, you are very wrong, because Western Sahara is already gone. I'm surprised they even made it out of Adaria, because the borders haven't even really changed. So overall, I would definitely say Adaria's weakest neighbor that is around them is actually Algeria. They have lost a lot of their important parts, so I feel like Adaria would declare war on them first. Adarian troops are going to focus on this part, on the northern part where most people live inside of Algeria. But Algeria is still a strong country, so they're going to push back against the Adarian forces just a little bit. Adaria is instead going to focus on cutting Algeria off from the rest of its country, splitting the country in half just like this. And with them pulling off an offensive to fully capture the border of Algeria, they begin a massive focus on this southern part over here to try and knock these areas off so they can get as much land as possible. During this, we see Niger joins the war, and they also start sending troops into this area because Algeria does not have many troops over here, if any at all. So we see the Nigerians, or whatever you call these guys, getting pretty far into Algeria. Adaria is going to tell them to stop as they meet up with this front line with the Nigerians. Even though these are Nigerians, these are Nigerians. And, well, we pretty much see all of these areas get taken over by Adaria in the next couple weeks. And then they focus on this central part right here, squeezing in on both sides of this part until they fully take it over. And for the northern part, they start squeezing in like an anaconda, slowly and slowly, until Algeria is just going to surrender because a lot of people have died in this war. In a peace treaty, we see Niger does get these lands out of Algeria, but the Adarians do get most of it. After they do this, they send a ultimatum over to Tunisia to pretty much give them all of their land, or else they will be destroyed. Tunisia is going to accept this ultimatum. They don't want to fight. They kind of just are chill. They're chill guys. And Adaria is now going to focus away from Africa and instead up into Iberia. We see them declare war on Spain, and I do want to say NATO is disabled in this, so don't worry about them. And also, I did forget the Adarians do have this island right here, so that was my bad on not coloring that in. But we see the Adarians land inside of the south, peeing inside of this little crossing into the Mediterranean Sea, so no ships can get across, and that is just mean. On a real note, the British are kind of mad about this, but they aren't going to do anything about it because they can't. Adaria is pretty strong, and they don't want to really get into a war that they cannot win super easily. But we see the Adarians pushing around Spain, which Adaria is definitely stronger than Spain, and they make a spearhead up to go and capture Madrid. But the Spanish are smart, and they cut off a lot of Adarian troops right here. And they begin a pushback on this big front over here, which gets pretty dang far. They get back all of these territories. But the Adarians have a better navy, and they take over these islands. as well as making a landing over here in Catalonia. And, well, this whole thing kind of falls over. It kind of just rebels away. With this, they have a new staging ground for a front, and this they will take, and they capture the whole French border and get pretty far. The troops that are right here are going to bulge out and start a new offensive, meeting back up with the ocean down here, and they capture all of these areas just like this. We also now see the introduction of, well, the Portuguese into this war, because the Portuguese have to get involved. With this, we see the Portuguese expanding out their little front line, also peeing inside of the ocean. Like, these guys are so uncultured. These guys start moving around the border and meet up with the Adarians. These guys agree to peace and to split Spain with, well, the two of them. These guys start moving around, and, well, the Spanish army is kind of mad that the king is not doing much about this. So, the troops kind of stop fighting, and the government kind of collapses, and this leads to the capturing of Madrid. And then the people make the king surrender. So let's look at a peace treaty. In the peace treaty, we see the Portuguese officially allying with the Adarians. The Portuguese also pretty much get all the northern territories that are above them, while Adaria pretty much gets a lot of the southern areas. After these recent invasions of Spain, the Adarians kind of like this new area inside of Europe. So they're going to go after their toughest opponent yet, and the Portuguese will be assisting them. The Adarians go ahead and declare war on Italy. The Italians were not prepared for this, as, well, Sardinia gets fully taken over very quickly, and we see the Adarians make a landing inside of Sicily, and pretty much we see the Carthaginian and, well, the Fourth Punic War. Except this time the Portuguese are involved. Even with this combined army, Italy is still going to make a landing back in Sardinia and start pushing back the Adarians and the Portuguese, as well as fully pushing the Adarians out of Sicily. And Hannibal is throwing a fit as the Italians make a landing and take Tunis very quickly. This is bad for the Adarians, as this is the first time an enemy force has ever entered into Adarian territory. The Adarians are going to quickly retake Sardinia, shifting the Italians' focuses off of mainland Adaria. This leads to a pushback by the Adarians, but it's not going to get super far. It's only going to get about to here. This war is pretty stalemated, but then the Adarians are actually able to make another landing over inside of the northern areas of Sicily, cutting off many supply lines of the Italians. The Italians then flee from the island, making it fully under the control of the Adarians. But this comes at a cost, as the Italians make a massive push into the Adarian lands. This is not good for Adaria for many reasons. This area was very valuable, and they're losing it very quickly. The Italians are a lot stronger than the Adarians thought. They're thinking about making a peace treaty, but there are some countries around Italy that kind of want some land. What country do they get? Well, they get Slovenia. Italy did not have troops, well, very many troops up here. So these Slovenians are going to pee in the Adriatic Sea. What is with these guys peeing in the waters? But on a serious note, the Slovenians are going to start an invasion of Italy, getting pretty far in, but they're pretty weak. So the Italians, when they send about 10,000 troops up here, they pretty much just gobble up the Slovenians. And, well, we pretty much just see them gobble them up. But that distraction did seem to do something, as we see the Adarians almost fully push back against the Italians, all the way back up to the lands where the Italians first landed inside of Italy. Well, bad news for the Italians, as we see the Adarians going up the Italian boot, and, well, the Italians are freaking out. What makes it even worse is Switzerland joins this war, breaking their neutrality. I know, it's crazy. So we see the Swiss pushing in to Italy. The Alps are right here, so they can't get super far, but they do get somewhere. And, well, all of southern Italy is going to completely fall over to the hands of the Adarians. And at this point, Italy is going to surrender over to Adaria and just figure out a peace treaty. So the first thing that happens is Italy will give back all of these lands that they conquested inside of this war. The Adarians then annex southern Italy, Sicily, and Sardinia. Slovenia is going to be annexed by the Italians, though. if I can color it all in. And the Swiss decide to take all of these lands away from Italy, which is just a small little bit. And the Swiss are happy because they just gained land for the first time in a long time. The Adarians are very happy, and they're pretty much just the Carthage of the 21st century. But they will be going after one more country. And that one last country is going to be the Greeks. After just fighting a war against the Italians, the Greeks are not as strong as the Italians. So the Adarians are going to make a landing and pretty much fully take over this southern Greek island, as well as taking over Crete and pretty much a lot of the Aegean Sea islands, while the Adarians head into Athens and take the whole thing. And, well, the Greeks are just going to go ahead and surrender because the Adarians are a lot stronger than they thought. The Adarians are going to go ahead and take pretty much all of these lands. Let me color them all in. And the Adarians have officially finished their empire. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. This episode of, like, what if country made an empire, like, what if this country appeared, blah, blah, blah. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe. I do want to talk about a few things before this video ends. I do have a TikTok channel now. I don't know how long that will last because I don't really love TikTok. So go and subscribe to it. Well, follow it while you can. It's just a Norwegian. You should probably search up a Norwegian 13. But I will be posting more short form content over there. So go check that out if you like my short form content here. Also, I do want to say I want to collab with more mapping YouTubers. So if you're a mapping YouTuber, all you need to qualify for this collab is Discord. If you have Discord and I think if I want to collab with you, send me a kind of just a message. My Discord username is a Norwegian 13. So send me a friend request, I guess. I don't know how Discord works. But yeah, just send me a message and I will review your channel. Make sure you have like a video so that way I can see, or if I know that you are good, we can work something out. But yeah, I want to collab with more mapping YouTubers. So if you want to collab with me, well, reach out. Or I might reach out, who knows. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye. Or in the next video. Bye-bye.